Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? This is Brandon. I'm coming at you guys with the latest episode of Sales and Solicits. So, we're going to do this in that order, and we'll be covering the May sales numbers for Marvel Comics and then the September 2019 solicits for Marvel Comics. And we're going to get right into this and start things off with the number one Marvel book of the month. Falling in at number 4 overall and number 5 at dollar value. It happened to be Savage Avengers number 1. That's $4.99 book. Came out on the 1st of May. It sold 111,736 copies, and that's a brand new title, so nothing to compare that to. And we're going to move on to the second highest sold Marvel issue of that month. Amazing Spider-Man 21. My suspicion is there was some variant cover stuff going on here. Our monthly number for that was number 6 overall as far as everything goes. Dollar value falling in at number 7. That was Amazing Spider-Man again, issue number 21, a $3.99 book, 92,538 copies, up 15,635 from issue 20 the previous month, a 16.90% boost. And again, I'm going to let you know why I think there's some variant cover stuff going on there, even though, I don't do much variant cover research. I usually shoot a message to Simon if I have any of those questions, but I just clicked the eBay link, so I'm going to go over a couple more books here and then see if there's any high-price variants like 1 in 25s that kind of boosted that up a little bit. The third Marvel book in the month, 7th overall, is The Immortal Hulk. It's still rolling on the Hulk train, as you will. Dollar value is number 6 overall. It's a $3.99 book. 17th issue of the series, 87,444 copies shipped out to stores. That's slightly down from the previous month, 2,861 sold last month. I'm sorry, for issue 16, 3.27% dip in sales there. We get another Amazing Spider-Man title in at number 4 for Marvel, number 10 overall, and 14 on the dollar value chart. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 22, 78,102, and that's more in line with where Amazing Spider-Man's been selling lately, so that's why I think 21 had some variant cover stuff, because 22 was actually the conclusion to the Hunted story, with 23, I believe, being the epilogue, and 24 coming out this week as I do this podcast here. That's a change of 18.48% within the month, a drop from the previous issue of that series. And we get a War of the Realms book popping up here at number 5, rounding out Marvel's top 5 for the month. That's number 11 overall, so it doesn't get into the top 10 for a Marvel event. It is number 8 overall in dollar value because of the $4.99 price tag. Third issue of that series so far. We'll see the fourth a little later on. 77,664 copies sold to shops. 6,960 more than the second issue, which came out the previous month. And then 8.96% increase from issue 2 that came out again. This has been coming out 2 issues a month. So the first 2 issues of War of the Realms both came out in April. Issue 1 sold pretty good. Issue 2 had a pretty substantial drop from issue 1, as most comics do. And then this one kind of balancing things back out there for Marvel a little bit with a 7,000 issue jump. As stores try to basically figure out how to order this thing with 2 coming in within 1 month, and then kind of being able to get a better idea of where things fall after issue 2 and where they should order for the next month after sales came in. So, this had a little bit of impact on that. War of the Realms 3, after that comes Immortal Hulk number 18, which is number 6 overall for Marvel. Monthly on the charts, it was number 13. So a drop within the same month there for Immortal Hulk, and 13 overall on the dollar value side of things. It's the 18th issue in the series, and that sold 75,983, a drop of 11,461 within the same month, a 15.08% drop. Again, within the same month, 17 and 18 coming out in May. And we get another War of the Realms book popping up. That's issue 7 for Marvel, 14 overall in the charts, 9 on the dollar value side of things. Because of the $4.99 price tag, this is the 4th issue of that War of the Realms series, the main book. 73,026 copies shipped out to stores, 4,638 less than within the same month for issue 3, a 6.35% drop. Excuse me. Next up is Venom. That's the 8th book overall for the month for Marvel Comics, 15th overall on the charts, 16th overall on the dollar value side of things. This is the second tie-in issue to War of the Realms. Number 14 in the Venom series, 66,858. That's up 14,744 from the previous month, 22.05% increase. As again, stores try to figure out how to order these tie-ins, these 2 series coming out. And as we round out the top 10 here, number 9 is going to be War of Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1. This is an overship because of number 17 rank on the monthly sales numbers, but number 40 rank on the dollar value side of things, being a $3.99 book. So a huge discrepancy there. That usually is signals of an overship. 64,990 copies went out to stores. That's a brand new title, so nothing to compare it to from the previous month. And rounding out the top 10 for Marvel, and get another new fresh number 1, number 19 overall in the charts, number 17 on the dollar value side of things. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, issue number 1, 60,415 copies went out to shops. That's a new title, so nothing to compare it to the previous month. And then we're going to get into the number 11th book for Marvel, so 11 to 20 here. Number 19 overall in the charts, number 17 overall on the number 22 overall in the charts, 25 overall on the dollar value side of things is another Spider-Man title, and that would be the HU issue number 20. $3.99 book, 52,728 copies out to shops. If I have a memory that serves me correctly, I believe this was the Lizard issue. That's an 892 copy increase from the previous HU issue in April. A 1.69% bump. Symbiote Spider-Man issue number 2 comes in at number 12. 23 overall for the month, and 26 overall as far as dollar sales go, because that was a $3.99 book. 52,088 copies out to stores, 113,753 less than the previous month, which it sold really well as far as issue 1 goes. 218.39% drop for this series. That's actually a book I really, really enjoy. If I had to give a top 5 for Marvel books right now, that would probably make the cut. I think that'd make number 5 for me as far as, excitement for things go when books drop. Number 13 overall for Marvel, 25 overall on the charts, and 32 on the dollar value side of things is Fantastic Four issue number 10. It's a $3.99 book, 50,572 copies out to shops, 502 less than the previous month, a 1% drop. To be specific, a 0.99% drop, actually. So yeah, Fantastic Four holding pretty steady. Avengers comes in just under Fantastic Four at number 14, 26 overall in the charts, 28th overall in dollar value side. 19th issue of the series, as I said, 49,334 out to shops, 5,910 less than the previous month, and a 12% dip. Thor issue number 15. Nope. Scratch all that. Thor issue number 13. Tie into War of the Realms, falls at number 15 on the Marvel charts, 29 on the overall charts, and 31 on the dollar value charts. It sold 47,017 copies to stores, a 6,222 issue increase from the previous month, a 13.23% boost. Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 5 in the series, number 16 on the Marvel charts, 32 on the overall charts, and 34 on the dollar value charts. Sold 44,919 copies out to stores. We got 2,641 more than the previous month, and 6.3. Nope. I'm getting all mixed up. Yeah, 3,268 more than the previous month. 7.28% boost in sales there for Guardians of the Galaxy. So maybe some good word of mouth going for that book, giving it a quick little boost. And Donny Cates' name never hurts. Interesting month for Marvel as books kind of go up and down. Depending on if they're tied into War of the Realms. It seems some War of the Realms books tying in have gotten a boost because of that tie-in, and some of them have not, probably making this a GD nightmare for comic store owners to figure out. But, you know, not my line of business, thank God. I just buy the books and report the sales numbers. But, yeah, I imagine that's a nightmare trying to figure out how to order when something like this comes along. So that's the top 16 for Marvel. We're getting into 17, where we see the first appearance of X-Men books here. Number 33 overall in the charts, 37 as far as dollar value goes. Uncanny X-Men issue number 18, 42,703 out to stores. That's a 26 copy increase within the same month, as 17 is actually number 18 on the charts. So back to back for Uncanny X-Men. A 0.06% boost within the same month. And then we get its counterpart. The first issue to come out that month is Uncanny X-Men 17, which is a drop from the previous month, actually, and number 18 overall in the charts. So that's very confusing. Uncanny X-Men issue number 18 is 17th overall for Marvel. Uncanny X-Men issue number 17 is number 18th overall for Marvel. And then 33 and 34 respectively on the overall charts, and 37 and 38 respectively on the dollar value charts. The 17th issue sold 42,677 copies to stores, 5,483 less than the previous month, a 12% dip. And then it had a small, very tiny boost within the same month, but not enough to make up for the dip that occurred. Then we get Star Wars issue number 66 at number 19 for the rankings of Marvel, 37th on the overall charts and 35th as far as dollar value goes. It's a $3.99 book, 66th issue in the series. If I didn't say that already, all these numbers begin to run together and confuse me a little bit as I read through this spreadsheet. 41,474 copies out to stores, 2,641 more than the previous month, a 6.37% boost in sales for Star Wars. And then we get number 20 rounding out the top 20 for Marvel is Thanos issue number 2, 41 overall in the charts, 46 on the dollar value side of things, a $3.99 book, 39,266 out to stores, 42,090 less than the first issue in the series, 107.19%. 107.19% drop in sales for the follow-up to Thanos number 1 in the prequel to, you know, him adopting Gamora and seeing what's going on there. Then 21, I'm going to go to 25 here for you guys, was another Star Wars title, issue number 65 in the series. That was 44 overall in the charts, 47 as far as dollar value things go. 38,833 out to stores. That's a 4,327 issue drop from the previous month. And then again, it's kind of really overall a 2,000 drop from the previous month for Star Wars, with the increase in orders for the follow-up issue, which was a little higher on this chart. So an 11% drop for the first issue in the series, a 6% increase for the second issue in the series, you know, kind of levels things out around 5%. Not too bad overall for Star Wars, a 5% drop for the month. I think something big is coming up for that book. I think it's kind of going to relaunch and tell a different kind of story, or set it somewhere different in the timeline. I'm not sure. I'll have to refer with my boy Andrew in Belfast about that, and then, you know, follow back up with you guys next month. Spider-Man Life Story issue number 3 is number 22 on the charts, 46 overall for Marvel, but number 30 as far as dollar value sales go because of the $4.99 price tag. That's a 37,771 seller out to stores, 760 less than the previous month, so a steady crowd buys that book, 2% less than the previous month, not a bad drop. Captain America is number 23 on the sales charts for the 10th issue in the series, 48 overall, 50 in the dollar value side of things, 36,764 copies out to stores, 1,283 less than the previous month, a 3.49% drop in sales. Then Miles Morales makes an appearance here as 24th on the Marvel sales charts, 52 overall, 54 for dollar value because of its $3.99 price tag, 33,533 copies out to stores. I did not have anything to compare that to because that has not made an appearance on my sales charts here in the top 20 until right now. So it wasn't top 25 last month. Obviously a little boost for the title. I didn't do much homework as far as that goes, but I figured I'd mention it because that's something different to report here. Daredevil, I did mention last month. That's number 25 overall for Marvel, 57th overall on the charts, 60 as far as dollar value goes. That sold 32,431. Oh, that's my cell phone. Excuse me. 942 less than the previous month, a 2.9% drop in sales. Conan the Barbarian, issue number 6 in the series, was 58th overall on the sales charts, 26th. Actually, I didn't number this 26 because there were a few Star Wars books that snuck in between there. Same thing for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was 63 overall for Marvel. Both of those sold about 30,752 for Friendly Neighborhood, and Conan 32,108. I just figured I'd report those books out of interest to the Fresh Start crew there, who we have some Conan fans in the crowd and some Friendly Neighborhood fans in the crowd. But I did not compare them because they did not, make it on previous sales charts for me in top 25, so I had nothing to compare it to on my sales charts anyway. But yeah, that's the sales for Marvel. I'm going to keep doing this for June as soon as those numbers come out. I expect those beginning middle of July-ish. So that's why this show comes out towards the end of the month. And same thing with solicits. I need them both to drop to throw things together. And speaking of solicits, we're going to get on with those. And as I look over the Spider-Man variant stuff, it looks like there's a Black Cat variant and a Chow variant. So the Chow variant's going for like $25 on eBay, and the Black Cat variant is going for about $10 on eBay. So yeah, there were a couple different variant options, possibly why that had the boost and then drop back down to normal there as far as sales goes. I also, before I get into solicits here, did say I was going to kind of compare some past events and see how, things went along that line. I thought I would do that when War of the Realms ended. So when I have the first 6 sales numbers for War of the Realms, and that all wraps up, I will do that event comparison and see how previous Marvel events have sold the first 6 issues, at least in comparison to what War of the Realms was selling, and see if any Marvel, any trend in Marvel event sales is going on there, and we get a better comparison of what it's selling, at least for 6 issues. Instead of just the first 1 or 2, because that's kind of a drastic drop in things. I figured that'd be a better way to do it, and I can get a better average of where things lie at the end of 6 issues than 2 or 3. So yeah, we're gonna move on to solicits here, sales solicits, tongue twisters, and we're gonna start, of course, with August 2019 solicits with the big teaser that just was revealed and ended up being a new Spider-Man mini. So Spider-Man 1 of 5, it's going to be titled, just plain old Spider-Man, nothing fancy other than that. It's going to be written by J.J. and Henry Abrams with Sarah Pacelli on art duties. So who is Cadaverous? The most shocking and incredible comic of 2019 is here. J.J. Abrams and Star Wars, Star Trek, and Super 8, and his son Henry Abrams are joined by superstar artist Sarah Pacelli as they team up for Spider-Man. What do they have planned for Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson? Who is Cadaverous? The modern master of mystery makes his Marvel this September. It's going to be 40 pages for issue 1, a $4.99 book. And then, yeah. So J.J. Abrams' son, Henry Abrams, gets his shot at comic books there come September. And yeah, check that out. Me and Jim will probably cover the first issue, see what things feel like and look like, and decide from there if we're going to move on. Something else interesting I found, and falling at number 2 on this Marvel Top 10 notes for solicits, is Marvel Comics number 1001. This is a follow-up to Marvel Comics 1000 coming out in August, so it's got a varied cast of creators. And the solicit goes, the biggest story in the Marvel Universe history continues. Who is the mysterious new character from Marvel's past? It was a story too large for any one issue, with too many classic Marvel creators who wanted to be part of the fun, and so the party continues on with this additional celebratory issue featuring additional secrets and revelations about the Eternity Mask and the person who now wears it. Excuse me, I had to cough. I'm going to take a quick drink here. It's 40 pages, $4.99. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to move on to number 3. And then we're going to hit a string of some more number 1 books here. Strike Force number 1. It's going to be written by Tini Howard with art by German Peralta. No Compromise, No Mercy, all new ongoing series. From the dark minds of rising stars Tini Howard and German Peralta comes a tale of the underside of the Marvel Universe. A new threat is secretly taking over the planet, and the more people who know about it, the more powerful the threat becomes. Blade dealt with this once before and hoped to never have to again. He can't bring the Avengers in on this, just not for their own safety, but for the safety of everyone on Earth. So he must recruit a team of heroes accustomed to darkness to Strike Force. Blade, Angela, Spider-Woman, Wiccan, and the Winter Soldier, Monica Rambeau, and Damian Hellstorm join forces to fight the fights that no Marvel team can take on. That's going to kick off with a 32-page, $3.99 issue out this September. Look for that. It sounds pretty cool. We'll check that out. Crazy number 1 is written by Jerry Dugan, Frank Thierry, John Adams, and more, with art by Don Simpson, Scott Koblish, John Adams, and more. Marvel's greatest most demented comic magazine, Obnoxio the Clown, is back, and so is one of Marvel's most hilarious titles. Thanks to a momentary lapse in sanity on the part of a few overworked editors and a gang of writers and artists ready to take advantage of it, no superhero is safe. No comic book event is sacred. Will the Marvel Universe ever be the same? Will we want it to? A 40-page one-shot rated T for teen for $4.99, and that's kind of like a Marvel Mad Magazine type book. That sounds kind of cool. I'm definitely going to check that out. Jerry Dugan, Frank Thierry, some good names involved in that. That falls at number 4 on the countdown here. Taking us to number 5, which is a new Black Widow miniseries. Sounds pretty cool. It's the Web of Black Widow, number 1 of 5. Jody Hauser on writing duties. Stephen Mooney on art. Black Widow Year 1. One of Marvel Comics' longest-running female heroes finally gets her due. Natasha Romanoff is the deadliest spy in the Marvel Universe and the beating heart of the Avengers. But when a mysterious figure starts exploring her past, the Widow must have to go back to black and off the grid. Who can she trust in this web of deceit? And more importantly, can her friends trust her? Don't miss this spy tale of the century. 32 pages, $3.99 for the first issue. Love the last Black Widow miniseries by the Soska sisters. I would hope they kind of got another crack at it, but Jody Hauser also sounds good. For this Black Widow Year 1 story, I'm really interested in that. I'm definitely going to at least get the first issue, see how that goes, and then continue on from there. And we'll definitely cover that on the podcast. All these number 1s, I'm sure we'll get on the podcast in some way, shape, or form. Leading us to number 6 here, King Thor, number 1 of 4. New series here to wrap up Jason Aaron's run on the character with Asad Rubik on art and colors. Superstars Jason Aaron and Asad Rubik conclude their epic Thor story. Creators of the Thor God of Thunder series that kicked off one of the most epic runs in Marvel history are back together for one last ride with the almighty Lord of Asgard. 7 years ago, Jason and Assad introduced Thor to the far future, all father of a broken realm and dying universe, as he stood in battle against the Butcher of Gods, wielder of the all-black, the Necrosword. Now that the nefarious blade has returned in the hands of Thor's all-time greatest enemy, his brother Loki, for one final cataclysmic showdown, behold the book no comics fans should miss, the celebration of an end of a truly marvelous era. That 4-issue mini is going to kick off for $3.99, 32 pages, bringing us to the next new series, Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda. That issue number 1 comes out with Jim Zub on writing duties and Lan Medina on art. It's going to be titled and ongoing. From the pages of Jason Aaron's Avengers, Vampires, Aliens, Angry Fish Kings, Black Panthers, hand-picked agents of Wakanda can handle it all. And who better to lead them than the king of the world's most technologically evolved country? Wakanda is making moves on the world's map, and not everybody's a fan. With General Okoye's help, T'Challa will take Gorilla Man Kazar and Wasp on a global fight for survival to handle threats S.H.I.E.L.D. could only dream of. 32 pages, $3.99 to kick that series off. Me and Jim were talking about that on the podcast this weekend. Kind of mildly disappointed at the initial cast they announced there, but I have a feeling some of the other more fun characters we were looking for will make appearances as well in that book. So we can hope. Next, this is a one-shot, but still a number 1. Avengers Loki Unleashed is going to be a throwback story here written by Roger Stern with Ron Lim on art duties and covers by Pat Zurcher. Classic Avengers writer Ron Stern returns to Earth's Mightiest Heroes for an all-new Avengers set during his time on the series, with the Infinity Wars Ron Lim providing the art. The siege of the Avengers Mansion is over, and the Avengers battered and in disarray. It's the worst time of all for Loki to discover a new source of mystic energies, one that connects to other classic villains, and that will have dire consequences for all of reality unless the Avengers who remaining standing are able to intercede. That's going to be a 40-page one-shot. It's a $4.99 books. Again, set in the past, kind of in the timeline during Roger Stern's run, I imagine. So you can check that out. I've liked some of these one-shots. Coming up, we get another one here with Alpha Flight, True North number 1. It's going to be written by Jim Zub, Jared McKay, Ed Brisson. Art by Max Dunbar, Jabril Morissette Fan, and more. Strong and free, grab your hat and come travel light. Adventure lies just around the bend. 3 brand new tales no one has ever told until now. Join the greatest creators the Great White North has to offer as we unearth the secret history of the classic Alpha Flight stalwarts. Puck, Snowboard, Talisman, North Star, Mariana, Guardian, Vindicator. 40-page one-shot, $4.99. And then the 10th note here is going to be a New Mutants War Children number 1. It's also a one-shot set in the past, written by Chris Claremont, art by Bill Sienkiewicz. Strong and free. Don't miss the momentous event as legendary creators Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz reunite with Magic Wolfsbane, Cannonball, Cypher, Mirage, Karma, and Sunspot to share this never-before-told story of the New Mutants' past. When Warlock experiences a nightmare, he begins to go haywire, and it's up to his friends to save him. But as Warlock grows more frenzied, they should be worrying about being able to save themselves, and doubly so when Magic's inner demon, Darkchild, threatens to break free. Also a special guest appearance by none other than Kitty Pryde. It's a 40-page one-shot. T for Teen, $4.99. So yeah, that's going to round out our top 10 news and notes. I do have some honorable mentions I want to, throw out there, give you guys a bunch of annuals that are pretty interesting I wanted to bring up, and they all kind of seem linked, as in, not necessarily stories linked together, but as the theme of heroes basically fighting characters they wouldn't normally take on, villain-wise. And those 3 annuals are going to be a Ghost Spider annual, a Moon Knight annual, and a Wolverine annual, all titled number 1s. I'm sure you'll see the legacy numbers on there. As far as annual numbering goes, 2 issues into the series is a surprising thing there for the Ghost Spider annual, but whatever. It kind of might be a good way to jump into the character if she's somebody you're looking to get a feel for. Same thing for Moon Knight and Wolverine. I mean, you don't need a real feel for Wolverine, but I'm looking forward to that annual, that one shot, see who he's taking on. The True Believers titles within the month of September are all going to revolve around Hulk kind of relaunches and moments and the different personas of him. So if you've been enjoying, kind of said him weird there, didn't I? It was almost like I sung it. Unfortunately, I cannot sing a lick, so you don't want to hear me sing anything, but I apologize for that. Anyway, back to Hulk. Moments, relaunches, kind of different personas of him. Those are going to be all the $1 True Believers coming out in September. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man had an intriguing cover, as you see MJ in the Spider-Man costume. So those covers always end up, even regardless of the contents in the story, the MJ dressed in a Spider-Man suit covers always sell very well. I remember the MJ in the Iron Spider suit cover when Dan Slott was on the run was pretty tough to get at first. Couple printings of just that cover alone. So yeah, if you're looking to grab this one, get to the comic store early, just a heads up. There is a Iron Man kind of tie into this event, Iron Man event coming up with Ultron in the Tony Stark Iron Man title coming out that month. It's again co-written by Dan Slott and Jim Zub. So Gail Simone looks to just filled in for the War of the Realms stuff. Me and Jim were hoping she might stick around. That doesn't seem to be the case. But if you're looking for a reason to jump on the Iron Man title, that seems to be as good a reason as any to start in September. And the other honorable mention note I did want to bring up is the facsimile editions, which I've been enjoying. Marvel's been putting out. Those are the page-for-page reprints of classic Marvel comic books, usually from, the earlier days, the 60s, the 70s. They've been putting them out from. These two coming out in September are going to be from the late 70s. One's going to be Daredevil number 181, back from when Frank Miller was on the book. The cover looks to be an Elektra versus Bullseye fight. And then we get a Spider-Woman number 1 title as well from the late 70s, 1978, I believe. And those are the facsimile editions, again, with the old school ads and everything. They're a blast to go through. Me and Jim did Howard the Duck on the Patreon this week. So yeah, that's what's coming up for Marvel Comics in September. All the interesting things I pulled out of there. I didn't see really too many missing titles other than the Shiri book, which is not solicited for August either, but this basically confirms it's no longer being printed. Hashtag don't call it canceled, because that triggers the author. She is going to do TV stuff, which is why she claims the book is no longer in publication. But regardless, it's not being it's not ongoing anymore. So call it what you will, but it will not be printed beyond July. So that book ends. And then if I missed anything, feel free to hit me up. Guys, let me know how I'm doing. These things are tough to do alone. I'm dying for a drink right now. My throat is just burning. But yeah, one final note here before I go. If you guys are looking for any comics, I've been getting rid of a whole bunch lately. I sold the Tom King Batman run. I sold some Bendis Miles Morales stuff. I've got it all up on eBay. So if you go to my Twitter account at Beamer3660, there's a link there that will take you directly to, my eBay page that everything I have for sale on. All the books are in great condition. If they're Marvel books, they all have the digital codes still, if that matters to you. They've been read once, bagged, board, and filed away, but got a second kit on the way, so need a little extra cash for diaper money and things coming up. So had to part with some books that, I personally enjoyed. Good stuff in there, but maybe I also have the trade paperbacks for stuff of that nature. So yeah, I'm going to end it with that shameless plug. Check out what me and Jim do. As always, send in emails. We love your guys' emails on the weekend show. Don't be afraid to give us some constructive criticism or shout out any books you want to hear us cover on the podcast that maybe we haven't mentioned or touched on yet. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here. I'm going to throw a couple You already heard the intro song, but I'm going to start fading in my outro song right about here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the random tunes I throw in there as well. But I'm out, and talk to you guys next month. Later.